Gotta warm up the hands. Hey there, welcome back to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we're discussing the new record from Foxygen. This one is entitled Seeing Other People. Foxygen is an American indie rock group. They're from California. This is their 6th studio album, Seeing Other People. They formed in 2005, and they are on the Jagjaguwar record label. For sound, you can basically expect anything like Psychedelic. You can expect garage rock, you can expect some Baroque pop, and even some experimental rock. Foxygen consists of 2 members, one being Jonathan Rado. He is the multi-instrumentalist and the producer, and then you have Sam France, who is the vocalist. The intro cut on Seeing Other People is entitled Work. This one is one of my favorites on the project. It has this catchy industrial rock sound to it. We get different banging and clanging of tools like saws, drills, hammers. And on top of this, we get some monotone harmonies that are very intriguing. The second track, Mona, sounds like it was taken directly out of the 80s, especially with the bass line. The vocal delivery is unique. I just feel like it's more jarring than anything else. We get some wavering quality to the vocals. The pitch shifts down to like the lower register. It comes off a little awkward. It sounds like it's trying to be like this LCD sound system kind of song without the dance element. Just vying for something a little more progressive, and I'm just not fully engaged with it while I'm listening. However, what my biggest problem with this record is I feel like it's the slow burn, the sheen of gloss to like the guitar tones, just the entire aesthetic. And by no means, like, if you enjoy that, for sure, go ahead. And like, it's just not really my cup of tea. The glitzy, the elegant, the charm, I'm just not really into it. I feel like for most of this record, I need to be like in 1970s New York while I'm like on the balcony smoking a cigar. And with that, I'm just really put off by what this record is going for. On the title track, this one is that slow burn kind of song I was referring to. The vocals are a lot better here. They're more audible and more suitable for Sam France. But it's the sheen of like this gloss on the guitar tones. I'm not really a big fan of them here. The lead single though, Face the Facts, this is a great cut on the record. There are a handful of songs on here that I do really enjoy. It's just overall what the project goes for cohesively and what the deep cuts are on here, I just feel like are a bit of a letdown. But yeah, on Face the Facts, we get like this sleek and fresh off the beaten path kind of mixing, especially how the synths just shoot back and forth between the left and right speakers. Notable on Face the Facts as well, there are some really compelling lyrics on here about nostalgia. Definitely the highlight on the project in terms of lyrics, like saying that wishing you could be in a time where coke has cocaine in it. Moving on to the next track, Livin' a Lie though. This one, the vocal mixing is a bit more natural, a bit more organic. It actually sounds like at times that Sam is circling around your head while you have the headphones on. Then unfortunately we get like this slow burn that just creeps up again and again on this record that I just don't really get behind. It's pretty dull and dreary in my opinion. It honestly just makes me at times feel like I'm listening to a boring Pet Shop Boys ripoff. However, what I feel like is the worst song on this project, it's called The Thing Is. This one's got some off-kilter vocals that aren't even on the beat, and it's really clashing against the wacky and shrill keyboards. On the next track, News, this one is one of my favorites on here. So this one, along with Face the Facts and the opening cut, these, I would say, are the best. On News, the melody sounds like it was lifted directly out of the 70s, and Foxygen have been known to experiment with that kind of sound on their past records. On the song, I love the low ringing guitar that kind of pops into the track during its final leg, but I also love the synthesizer and keyboard kind of foundation that this track sets up at the beginning of it. Everything just gels really well here. The vocals are on point, the production is cleaned up a bit, but that still doesn't really take away from the sticky groove, and it's very distinctive compared to the other deep cuts on the record for sure. Jonathan's instrumentation on this track is also very noteworthy. It's definitely on display here with like this momentous or epic conclusion that fizzles out with confidence, and it just knows that it has like this sense of direction. Unlike the actual closing tracks on here, Flag at Half Mast and the conclusion. Honestly, it's the production that just ruins it for me on this record. The lavish, kind of swanky, just glitzy, glam. It's just a little too much for me at times, and I really hate making this callback just because I really wanted to wipe it clean out of my memory. Was the Arctic Monkeys record from last year. I get a lot of kind of similar feelings when I listen to this new Foxygen record. Just this extravagant kind of mixing of the track. It's more off-putting than anything else. Now, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy moments on the closing cuts here. Flag at Half-Mast, there are the couple minutes at the end of the track that the harmonies between the piano and synthesizers are really truly breathtaking, and it's just really hard to sit through like the first 3 minutes to get to that point where I actually start to enjoy it. Then with the conclusion, I feel like I had a weird epiphany because I was listening to some of the more folk instrumentation on this track, like the acoustic guitar, the drums that were kind of mixed in a very oddly familiar way. Then I looked at the production credits and then I realized that, hey, Jonathan Rado has worked with Father John Misty, God's Favorite Customer last year. Jonathan Rado did some of the production on there. It's just a weird coincidence because I really love the production choices on God's Favorite Customer, but compared to this more extravagant sound on the Foxygen release, I'm just not really feeling it. As a whole, I'm not really feeling this record. There are a few songs I would recommend, and I would definitely come back to them, but it's more of a cherry picking kind of thing than actually sitting down to listen to the entire project. So I'm feeling a 5 out of 10. I feel like that's a pretty fair score. I'm not going to sit here and just rip it apart. I'm also not going to praise it. I think there are a few really good songs on here, but again, as a whole, I'm just not really into this extravagant sound. Sound off down below in the comments. Let me know what you think of this record. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new in town. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a rockin' day.